A negative thought is a weapon that is used frequently, and it comes with one purpose: to kill and steal and destroy your peace or your healing process. I said, if you don't go down to Toys R Us and buy yourself that Barbie head and have fun with it, it says that we are to take every thought captive for Christ. Welcome to Candid Wisdom, the podcast. Today, we're going to talk about negative thoughts and how to defeat them. A negative thought is a weapon formed against your peace process, and it comes with one purpose: to kill and steal and destroy your peace or your healing process. It is a weapon that is used frequently, and it's the first step in sabotage, whether it's self-inflicted or not. Imagine yourself as a guard standing at the gate of the land of peace. And up in the distance, you see the enemy and its uniform approaching you. That enemy is negative thought. It is here as an ambassador of the culture that it represents. And its intention is in its name: negative. So now what do? See, in 2 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 5, it says that we are to take every thought captive for Christ. So instead of questioning, what are you doing here? You should be seizing that thought, taking it captive and interrogating it, not for its purpose, because we know what the purpose here, it's here to destroy peace, but why did you choose this time to show up? What is it about where I am or what I'm thinking that makes you think this is the opportune time to present yourself? Because generally, an enemy has planned and calculated its move. And if it's there, then it means that it feels like that you're at a weak point and that you can be sabotaged, that you can be infiltrated. So be thinking about or be questioning why that negative thought presented itself at that time. Are you under stress? Is there a financial crisis in your life? Did you just have a breakup? Is there something going on at work? You see, because all of those are stressors that make us weak, and the weakness is what brought in the negative thought. And you do this questioning so that you can fortify yourself, so that you can use your faith to fill in the gaps of where you may have been vulnerable, right? So that you can understand what brought on this thought and know that those thoughts, they're not real. They were formed by something outside of yourself that wants to destroy what you're trying to build. Again, it's a representative of the culture that it comes from. And if it can even take you slightly off course, then it has a small victory. So what you need to do to that thought is you need to take it captive, interrogate it, and then you starve it. You're not going to have any more negative things to attach yourself to, because just like anything, it needs to be fed to survive. Otherwise, it just shrivels up and goes away. So if you starve it out with nothing but other positive thoughts, right? Positive experiences, whether you have to dig into your memory banks about something that you've experienced that was good, a prayer that was answered, a blessing that came to you, then you overwrite those thoughts, that negative thought, with all of the positive things that have happened to you. Or you go out and create a great memory and you feed it your stories instead of allowing it to feed you its story, right? You tell them all the ways that you've overcome and all the things that you have to be grateful for right now. And then finally, you infiltrate that thought with your own culture. You overwrite it. Whatever it is that it came to say, you rewrite the script on it. So for example, if the negative thought was, you're never going to make it. Well, listen, negative thought, here's something for you. I'm X amount of years old and I've made it through everything that I thought I wasn't going to make it through. Every situation that I believed I wouldn't overcome, every hardship, every heartache, every grief. Here I am today, and I'm still battling. And right now, I'm still in uniform, and I'm still fighting for peace. I'm still on the side of good. I'm still trying to have the life that I dreamed of. And that in itself is a triumph. So you can overwrite any negative thought with all of the positive things that have happened in your life. And that's how you conquer it. You don't allow it to live and to breathe and to bring any of its other troops into your camp. You take it captive, you starve it, you overwrite it, you interrogate it, and you cause it to turn into a positive thought. Now, here is a practice that you can do on a daily basis about anything, especially when it comes to a memory that you have that may transform itself into a negative thought. Like, for example, if you never got the gift that you wanted for Christmas. Like I have a friend who tells me a story that she wanted this Barbie head that, you could put makeup on and you could do its hair. And her grandmother, who wasn't very kind to her, knew that that was one of the things that she really wanted. And so every year, while she was a little girl, her grandmother would hold that doll as a carrot, as a fishing. If you're a good girl, I'll get it for you. If you're a good girl, I'll get it for you. But somehow that little girl never was good enough to receive that gift. And her grandmother used it as something to really just torment her with, right? And so now the thought that presents itself behind that experience is you're not good enough. You're never going to be good enough. You're never going to make the grade, right? You're never going to get the thing that you desire. So what do you do in that circumstance? Well, I'll tell you what you do. You go right out and you get the thing that you wanted. I said, if you don't go down to Toys R Us and buy yourself that Barbie head, whether you want to play with it now or not, and tell yourself that you deserve it and have fun with it and be abandoned to it like you would have been at 7 or 8 or 9 years old, then I'm going to go out and get it for you. I'll have it shipped to you by Amazon or whatever it is. You have to reward yourself so that you can rewrite, so that you can overwrite the memory that's keeping you stuck, right? Go out and do it for yourself. If you didn't get to, go play in the snow, take yourself out to play in the snow. This is the time for you to be compassionate to yourself and to take control of your life. Because back then there was nothing that you could have done about it. But now there's everything that you can do about it. And there's no reason why you have to be arrested in those thoughts and in that negativity. So be compassionate with yourself. Turn all your attention on yourself. Give all your praise to yourself, because self-love is not selfish.